Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Jose Ramirez, along with my good friend
Eric, your co-host, Veg Senpai.
And this is Overly Immersed, where we get overly immersed. Now for today, let's talk about... We have several topics, but first, let's talk about Fairy Tail.
Ooh, my favorite show of all time.
So, Eric, tell me why Fairy Tail is trash.
Oh my god, I could probably write like a whole book about this, but yeah, why is Fairy Tail trash? Let's see, tons of terrible story arcs, a bunch of one-dimensional characters that just fucking suck, and a bunch of characters that are main characters that feel like side characters, like Lucy, who they try to make you love, but at the same time, I just don't really give a shit about her, and at the end of the day, she's just a bimbo with big boobs for everyone to fucking gawk at. And the show, it feels like a show for little kids, but there's just so much sauce and there's so much tits in it that like it couldn't be on Cartoon Network. So.
Okay, I was gonna say so you're pretty much say baby's first shonen. I would say there are very lots of points here that we're gonna break down point by point. So let's go to one of the biggest issues I have with the series, being a double advocate on this.
Okay.
I think the show is good for the first season. I love the first season, especially during like the little Guild versus Guild arc they have that show with Juvia and Gajil, and then like the Lars betraying them.
Okay.
That arc was pretty good. And then now we're gonna get to the arc I really fucking hate, the time skip.
Okay, I want to give a little bit of input on what I thought about the first season. I thought the first season was actually one of the best seasons in it. I thought, like, when I first started watching it, I actually really liked Fairy Tail at first. Like, at one point, I was actually a fan of it, and during the first season, like, I thought they introduced the characters in a great way, and I really liked what they did with Urza, how she seemed kind of hateable at first, and then you ended up liking her, and she's still, like, probably my favorite character in the whole series, and I really liked what they did with her personality and her character. She's actually one of the few characters in the show that actually has progression.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Yeah, and also I liked one thing I didn't like what they did is they had I remember when Loki was a character.
Oh God, Loki, yeah.
Yeah, and then became
and
then became a fucking celestial Lucy celestial fucking spirit key thing, and I kind of didn't like that. I thought he was a better fucking character than a lot of the other.
He wasn't like Lucy's little assist character.
Yeah, now she's Lucy's assist character, and
I would say when I introduced the show to Allie, I introduced him as Walmart Ichigo.
Walmart Ichigo, yeah, like, but
he literally looks like the theme song version of Ichigo for the first season.
Yeah, I know, but I liked him. Like, he had a good personality. He was suave. He was good at, like, had that player type, but he wasn't like too much of a douchebag about it. He was cool, and then he becomes Lucy's little side assist character.
They do give him a little bit of a good backstory to why he's no longer a celestial spirit.
Well, yeah, they gave him a good backstory to it, but at the same time, they took a good character and turned him into like the most minor character of all time that doesn't fucking do anything.
That is literally a Smash Bros. Assist trophy.
Yeah, and then when he fucking comes out to play, he doesn't even act like how he used to act at all.
No,
he's
just more like
he's more
regal.
Like, oh yeah, I'm here to assist. I'm not like the fucking character with all this personality that I had before. I really hate what they did with that. It was just fucking
I'm
stupid.
like Ichigo after the Aizen arc. Just devoid of passion and emotion. A boring character. I'm just a shell of my former self.
Yeah, season 1, I thought it was going into a good direction, and then it just turned into fucking trash.
The fucking mirror dimension with Jalal's clone and shit.
Yeah.
That part, I was just like, this is stretching it too far. And as you were saying, you pointed this out during the time skip when they get, before the time skip when they get taken, the little sister.
Elfman's little sister. Okay, no, this is what I hate. I hate this more than anything else in Fairy Tail.
Go ahead, I'm giving you the floor.
Elfman's. I can't even remember her fucking name because she just is that fucking meaningless of a character. But like, they give her this backstory of her being Natsu's love interest when they're younger, and they give this really deep emotional story, and they bring her up all the time about how sad her death is.
And it does bring a tear to your eye when you first hear it.
It was actually the most emotional thing in Fairy Tail, and it was the thing of the most emotional substance that the show had. But then all of a sudden, hey, we're going to bring her back, but not only are we going to bring her back, we're going to bring her back as the most minor side character on Earth, and her and Natsu are not going to interact whatsoever, and Natsu's not going to give a shit about him because Natsu has a fucking blonde girl with big titties right now to like instead.
Don't they like have equally sized titties, if I recall?
Okay, yeah, all the girls there like kind of look the same. Like they all the most
They all share the basic character model, just different hair colors.
Yes, almost all the girls in that show have a very similar body type, and some have bigger boobs than others. And then there's what was Julia? What's her name? There's another girl that has like it's flat chested. The blue haired girl.
Yeah, the little dragon.
Yeah, that likes Gilles.
Levy.
Yeah, Levy. That's like the only one of the only flat chested girls in the show. That's actually like an adult.
I actually admire their relationship. I actually admire.
No, I love them. They're the best fucking ship in the whole show. But she's like one of the only adults in that show that's flat chested. I don't count Wendy because Wendy's like fucking 13. So.
Yeah, her and Gajil's relationship is one of my thriving points of that series, next to Ray's and Yuvia's.
Yeah,
I love their relationship.
I actually hate their relationship. I'm gonna disagree. I think their relationship.
No, I love it. I love it for comedic reasons. I love it for comedic reasons.
For comedic reasons,
because even in the first season, the fucking wizard that they're fighting, who's like a fucking psychic, tells Ray's fortune that he's gonna meet. There's gonna be a lot of rain in his future, hinting that Yuvia was gonna be a character early on. And that she was gonna be like a rain to his fucking parade of his life.
Yeah, well, she's like basically essentially the female simp that obsesses over.
Dude, she's a fucking yandere.
It's like creepy as fuck, and like it's really freaking creepy. And like we're gonna talk about Retsuko later, and this is gonna like delve into that. But like people like say that fucking like question like Haida and stuff, but no, Juvia's like 50 times fucking worse, and literally likes him for all the fucking wrong reasons too. And there's literally no reason.
It's really a superficial reason at first.
It is. At first, and even then when it later goes down, it's still mostly for a superficial reason. Mostly. They just try to add a little bit of it so it doesn't seem as superficial, but it still fucking is. It's still a Naruto Sasuke type bullshit ship, only fucking Juvia's way fucking crazy and obsessed with Gray.
Yeah, and then there was the arc where they go to the parallel world where magic's like barren and shit, and the Yuvia in that world acts like Gray, and then the Gray in that world acts like Yuvia.
Yeah.
Would you prefer that dynamic better? That Ray was the simp trying to lust over her?
And then it would be more like fucking Retsuko. It would be more, but worse. It's even more exaggerated.
That's why I said that. So one of the main grieves you have with the show is its story structure.
It's story structure, it's pacing, it's writing. A lot of the fights are really fucking lazy, and this is how a lot of the fights go, where there's this big epic battle and they get their fucking asses handed to them, and then they somehow come back miraculously stronger in the next fight, and with the power of
no training,
Yeah, with no training, and then with the power of friendship, they completely beat the shit out of these characters that they just didn't even have a standing chance like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, literally I can agree with that. Even like a point my buddy Julio makes, I call him July.
Yeah.
Because he lies a lot. Got you there, got you laughing over there, I know.
Yeah, he's the background.
Such a savage roast. Anyways, he doesn't like Fairy Tail because he thinks none of the devs, like none of the characters, like have that moment like where the devs matter, because every character comes fucking back. And I tell him this. My argument point on that is that what I mean is like you make a big deal about Neji's death, about how you didn't want him to die, you want him to live and shit. But then you throw the other way around when it comes to Fairy Tail, like none of the characters ever die. I'm like, isn't that the same argument though, just reversed?
Yeah. Well, the issue is
you want to see characters die. I even asked him, do you want to see these characters die? And he says, well, no. Then what the fuck's your argument?
That's a dumb thing. What he should have answered with was, I want to see some of them die.
Like
that's a better answer.
Thin out the roster. They have plenty of useless characters in the show that they could thin out.
Oh, easily.
Plenty of side characters that don't make another appearance, just kill them off.
Seriously, that mean absolutely nothing.
But talking about story structure, every arc follows the same storyline.
It does. Every single arc is exactly the same. Only some are
they're fucking reckless. They cause a lot of damage. They piss off the wrong people. Those people get pissed off, and they're involved in a massive conspiracy scheme. And those bad guys beat them up. Then they all of a sudden gain power from friendship, like you said. They don't train. They just all of a sudden have this unique ability out of nowhere, or like pull luck out of their fucking ass and defeat the enemy and move on to the next story.
And this is, I think, the next subject we should talk about, plot armor, which I think Fairy Tail is the worst offender of plot armor out of any anime. And I will say that
I would have to take you up on that, like a bet, and try to find something even worse.
With even worse plot armor.
Yeah.
There's probably something out there, but right now, Fairy Tail stands at number 1 for worst plot armor.
I'll have to look into that.
Oh no, especially okay. We talk about the fucking last arc. Did you watch the last arc of Fairy Tail?
I have not. I need to.
Okay, well,
you can sum it up. I don't care about spoilers.
Okay, yeah, because we clearly don't care that much about this anime, but like, but okay.
I have the first season on Blu-ray, but okay.
This is how this fucking happens. Oh my gosh. The last arc of Fairy Tail, we get 12 of the strongest motherfucking bad wizards that fucking Sephiroth has in his disposal, and they start fighting each other one by one. And there's this dude that fights him who's like the first dude. He's probably one of the weaker dudes, and he fights them at first. They kind of don't know how to fucking fight him. He's kind of just like kicking their ass. And then him and Urza have like this epic fucking fight. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually the best fight in the whole arc. And Urza and them, they kind of tied. I think Urza like barely won. And then this dude comes back after that fight. And then all of a sudden he's a fucking pussy and everyone can just beat the shit out of him somehow. And I'm like, he was able to take down like the strongest fucking person in Fairy Tail, one of the strongest people in Fairy Tail, and now he's just a complete pussy and everyone can like kick this dude's ass. And then this is what happens with the rest of the people in the rest of Sephiroth's fucking main wizards. They start fighting each other, and each of their fights gets lamer and less developed each fight you get. Even with the stronger, more powerful wizards that have more standing, each of their fights becomes shorter and more boring than the last one. Even the weakest fucking wizard that they fought had the best fight out of all of them.
I was gonna make a joke about that related to game saying, so you're telling me like Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
How each subsequent sequel, the bosses get lamer and lamer and lamer, and each boss fight progresses and gets less interesting, less motivated, less character driven, and more fucking filler. Especially Kingdom Hearts fucking 3. There, I said it.
Yeah, well, Kingdom Hearts. Ooh, that's another subject we'll talk about.
We can talk about that next time
on the next podcast.
Okay, so the final point, 2 final points before we have to switch subject.
Yeah.
Why is Lucy the main character of Fairy Tail? She feels like a total fucking side character.
Okay, why is Lucy the main character of Fairy Tail? Because she's the most cliche character of all time. She's the sweet little blonde innocent girl that's pure-hearted and just loves everyone, and goes and spreads nothing but positivity, and everyone loves her. And she might not be that strong, but hey, she's really, really attractive. And
that's all you need.
She provides nothing but support and good moral support for everyone. So that right there makes her the main character. I don't know what else they can say about her. A prime example of someone that is a little bit like Lucy in a way, because they're both wholesome characters, is we started talking about Fruits Basket. That's a much.
I need to watch that.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything, but I was going to say that much better example of a true waifu. Okay. So I won't spoil anything.
I would say this.
True waifu. Also, if you're watching Kayla, like she knows what I'm talking about. She's one of my huge Fruits Basket fans, and we talk about this. But she knows exactly what I'm talking about if you're watching this, Kayla.
Okay. Well, my point to it is that right from the very first episode, she feels like the fucking side character. She feels like the sidekick to the first episode.
Yeah, she is.
The moment Natsu's introduced, she's just literally in the background at every fucking fight, every fucking story point. Every one of her fights is like a fucking joke.
Yeah, she just barely fucking. She's worse than Sakura. Like, she does less. Her fights are even worse than Sakura, and like
she has a very deadly arsenal when you really think about it. Those celestial keys. The things you can do with those things, even the whole...
Yeah, but she's not very good with them.
No, she's not. She always picks the worst ones.
She picks the worst ones, and then when she is successful, it's because of fucking plot armor.
Yeah, literally just plot armor.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's another question posed to all anime everywhere before we have to say goodbye to this subject of Fairy Tail.
Alright.
Can anime be too long that it just ruins the experience? Because you said you were liking Fairy Tail up to a certain point, and then it just got repetitive and boring.
Yes.
Can that happen to every anime?
My answer is no, because I think One Piece is one of the prime examples of an anime they still think that can still keep going and remain interesting. Well, it's had its bad points, but like, I think it's still going pretty strong, and a lot of the newer chapters have actually been really good. And I think One Piece is a prime example of something that can go on for a while and still be good, whether some people disagree with me or not. The issue with Fairy Tail is they just had so many bad arcs, so much lazy writing, and just so many things that just ruined the plot. And then just, especially with the last arc that they had, the story, some of the laziest story writing I've ever seen in anime, and just they just summed up these fights so fast against these huge bad guys, like, who had just crazy standings. I mean, one of the worst fights in anime that I've ever seen was Sting's fight versus, I forgot what the other dude's name was, Rogan Sting versus this guy that was supposed to be fucking Sephiroth's brother. Mm-hmm. They literally beat him in like not even an episode and a half. And this guy had the most OP fucking power, and then all of a sudden, somehow, they beat him with ease. And I'm like, and this guy was like ranked like the highest out of all of them, and got beaten by two fucking side characters that people give a shit less about. Like, it was just lazy fucking shit like that. And also, Urza and Urza's mom's fight was really lame too, and really rushed and just shit too. They should have been two of the best fights in the whole arc, but they turned out to be two of the laziest fights in the whole arc.
I can see that. But back posing the question that anime can be too long at times, I think there's a certain point where the anime reaches its peak at some points, especially with the long ongoing series, that you just get burnt out on the series and you just can't watch that much at a time.
That's true.
You take like a long break
and just them. With Fairy Tail is like one of those like kind
like
of
I ended up skipping a lot of episodes of Fairy Tail and didn't miss much.
Because it's not just the filler; it's just that there's so many episodes, and there's all these little episodes that are supposed to lead to something. And I'm starting to like animes where there's less episodes and the arcs only consist of maybe 12, and then maybe the bigger ones consist of 24. I enjoy those animes a lot more than some animes that have arcs that are like 60, 80 episodes long.
I would agree. That's why I like Beastars a lot.
Oh yeah, perfect example.
Because it's only 12 episodes long, but it covers a whole lot of ground.
Yeah, and all of their fucking arcs are like 12 episodes long. Let's count this latest one's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of long.
And Life is a Dropout's even shorter, but still. I like that they cover so much ground in such a short amount of time, and I think they do such a wonderful job of covering this much ground and getting this much done with so few chapters and so few episodes. And a lot of people, I think, like kind of goes a little underappreciated, especially if you watch a lot of animes with a lot of episodes and how much ground they can't even cover, even making all these other episodes.
Yeah, I would just label it as like anime fatigue at some point, because when you're younger, you can watch a show and ongoing because you're a fan of it and you're a little naive to what you're getting into, and then you're like 300 episodes in on Naruto and you're like, fuck, have I progressed?
That's true. That's very, very true.
So, any final thoughts or takeaways on this subject before we move on to the next one?
I went over a lot of those certain topics with like with too much fan service, plot armor, shitty story writing, a lot of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of just my rules right there. And when shows break those rules, then that's when I kind of put them in the trash category. And Fairy Tail for me breaks every single one of those rules, and that's why I consider it a trash anime. In my opinion, of course.
I can see that. I can agree with a lot of those points.
I'm just like throwing out salt right here. Like,
just literally all fucking salt, just salt bait.
Yeah, I'm salting this show. Like I've salted this show in the past. Like there's like two things I've salted.
Dude,
like,
you're shoveling salt instead of dirt on its grave.
Like I salt Fairy Tail and I salt Sasuke and Sakura's ship. I salt the fuck out of those.
Dude, I do too. Okay.
That's a horrible shit. Like, oh my god, I've like made
that's a horrible marriage.
Multiple comments of that. It's just the worst fucking ship of all time. The most forced too. It's just such a forced.
It's more forced than Naruto and Hinata.
I'm gonna kind of.
They gave Naruto a movie to fix
Oh
that.
yeah, that movie was complete shit and I hated it. Like
But-
any fucking Naruto movie that has those stupid fucking chakra aliens, I fucking hate.
You just hate the chocolate aliens, but the chemistry between Hinata and Naruto in that movie was great.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
It was a good lead up to them then segueing into the anime to them getting married.
Yeah, and it's always been kind of brewing since the beginning.
Yeah.
And Hinata actually likes Naruto for who Naruto is, and Sakura has always liked
wanted Sasuke's.
Just because she thought he was hot.
Yeah.
Even though he has.
She wanted that Uchiha dick.
Yeah, even though he has a bland fucking personality and he could give a shit less about her, but
his personality is that of sandpaper. You can just
really, I was gonna
grind
say
it against the cement and you'll barely get any character.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like styrofoam. But okay. All right.
So moving on to the next subject. Cutting
Well,
time short on this. We made it on time. All right. So next point of contention that we're going to talk about is Aggretsuko season 2.
Ooh, okay. We just got done watching season 2.
You made me watch it right now.
Yeah, because Jose, you've never seen Aggretsuko season 2, and you guys have always like talked about like, oh, Aggretsuko, it's such a good like blah blah. And I'm like, have you seen season 2? And then
well, we were telling you to watch it beforehand. You're like, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea at first.
Yeah, I did.
That was you at first. We were
I explained that in a video of mine why it wasn't, and then I actually decided to fucking watch it by myself, and I binged both seasons in one sitting. But this is what I'm gonna say about it though. You guys only watched season 1 until right now, and I showed you season 2.
Yeah, because there was only season 1 out of the
Yeah, it was out
because back in 2017 or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but now you guys saw season 2, and now you see why it's one of my fucking favorite shows, because season 2 just fucking dominated. Yeah, blew season 1 out of the water. Like season 2 is just fantastic. Like I couldn't recommend it anymore for so many different reasons.
All right, so let's give it our quick review of this season.
Okay.
So the story starts off immediately after like the Christmas Eve episode that you told us about.
Yeah.
So we still need to watch that, but it's just a tie-in filler arc, like
Yeah,
episode for that. So the story starts off with Aggretsuko just going about her daily life, then you introduce a new character named Anai, who is literally just a living YouTube commenter.
Fucking spoiled little millennial is
Yeah, spoiled little millennial who just talks all this smash online but can't do it to your face. And then you realize he has a little gift when it comes to cooking, and his real passion is probably with food than actually working accounting, because it's just like the way Japan is. You have to be a business office worker.
Oh yeah, you can't really follow your dreams, and I liked how the show is kind of showing that you should follow your dreams and not go down this forced route of just slavery, pretty much.
Yeah, because even Tome, who's like the most dislikable fucking character, has a little moment in this episode, in this season, that he just makes you kind of relatable.
Yeah. No, everyone in the season had their time to shine a little bit. I mean, I still don't like Anai for many reasons, because Anai never apologized for how much of a shit he was, and that makes him irredeemable to me until he does apologize, because
you get a little used to him, and then you're like, okay, he's contributing to the cast a little bit, but you're still a little shit, bro.
Yeah, he starts to become like more of a sort of a side character, but not like a good side character. And
The Fox was a better side character. And
why the fuck doesn't he deserve get more airtime?
You were hyping up the Fox, and then when we finally see him, we're like, yeah, why isn't he a better character in this? He's sounding like he's spitting straight truth.
No, he is seriously one of the best, if not the best fucking characters in the whole show, and he gets like no airtime. And Anai, ultimate reason, not even just because, once he finds his passion, he's like, okay, I'm gonna stop being such a fucking dick to people. And I was picking on Aggretsuko because she's a fucking small little female and I can get away with fucking doing this shit to her. And then when fucking Haida comes up to him, he acts like a total fucking bitch.
He gets really offended for him being told that you shouldn't be too high-strung when answering the phone.
Exactly.
Be chill. It's not the end of the world. Maybe you're not used to this yet. Let me take care of it for you. But for this season, I really liked what they did with Aggretsuko's relationship. I really liked what they were going with, how it turned, and the realization that you should live life for yourself and not let other people live life for you.
Oh yeah, exactly. And think more to yourself instead of what everyone else wants.
And the greatest metaphor of this season is the car.
Yeah.
That is like the biggest tool used to explain like her feelings, that she feels lost in the world. She has nowhere to go, And then in the final episode, you see her driving the car happy, even though she has nowhere to go. She's going somewhere. She just doesn't know where yet.
Yeah, I noticed that metaphor.
I would say the car is like the best metaphor for this season.
If you had to call, because like during that scene though with the car and her driving, I don't know if that was because she was driving, and I wouldn't say it was a metaphor just because she was driving. I think it was more of the metaphor, as in I think she finally knows what she wants. And if you notice that fucking Heide was sitting next to her the whole time too, so
that was good.
who's like, I know those fucking shippers are going to fucking go towards that, but
yeah,
because that was something. It's kind of, I mean, because during the Christmas special, it was kind of implied. I thought, okay, I thought he was going to get a chance this time, but nope, they decided to give him something, give Aggretsuko something completely fucking different. Once again, ruin Heide's dreams again and see him freak out. Yet again, but the thing is with him is like, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters, but like, a lot of it's deserved. I'd say about like 60-70% of it, he brings it upon himself.
Yeah, I agree. And throughout the season, he realizes that he can't just take this slow Aggretsuko. He just can't be sugarcoating it or like just waiting for the opportunity. He has to take his chances, or another guy's gonna come and take her.
Exactly, yeah. And I liked throughout the season is he was being kind of less like obsessive over her, and he was actually being more of a friend, while still being nervous because he likes her. But like he was being
especially near the end where he's like, hey, what are friends for? And another thing I liked about her taking over the steering, like driving, is that she's taking control of her life. She's taking control. She's driving this wherever it goes. So my review for Aggretsuko, I would give it 4 out of 5. There were little moments that...
No. We do this. We don't do it like this. Dude. We do
Let's see. How do you want to do this?
1 out of 10 reviewing.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 because I think that's a more accurate rating system for me. I do 1 from 10. 4 out of 5. Like no, we do. That's not how it goes. I'm sorry if I'm taking over right here.
Okay. Yeah, let's do 1 out of 10 then. So I would say it's at an 8. It did a lot of things right for me, but then there were some things that I just felt forced. And then when reading the subtitles to a lot of the episodes, a lot of the dialect and a lot of the translation issues have different meanings, and they were talking different things. Like she came across less of a bitch in the Japanese subtitle version than in the English dub at times.
I would give it a 9.2 out of 10. I would rate it that highly because I think out of almost any slice of life show, that was one of the most realistic seasons and real takes on real life and how relationships and how you should actually act and go towards more so how to be in a relationship and construct a relationship and knowing what you want and you don't want.
I would say this about the relationships in Aggretsuko season 1 compared to season 2. Season 1 was more about the stages of being first in love, being blind to it, being not realizing where you're going in this relationship, and like being lost in love. While second season is find the right guy, but he doesn't share your ideals and what you want out of life. Mm-hmm. So it's finding that mixture of finding Mr. Right. In the third season, I think they're gonna try to do that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the third season. But I'm gonna say, with that was one aspect of the second season, but the other aspect I think is the second season about the whole love shipping things right there is the whole aspect of Aggretsuko being the superficial, not just wanting guys with money and kind of going that is them all being shallow and showing. Because I noticed in season 2, Aggretsuko, all of her fucking friends,
all the female coworkers are a little shallow. Yes,
they're very fucking shallow.
I think that's also why I ducked a point on mine that they're all very shallow.
I like the fact that they were shallow because it's realistic. A lot of people
I would agree with that, but some of it's kind of like pointless.
They're kind of like too shallow at times. And it's kind of fucked up, and that's when people start to feel bad for Heide, and they even start to say like, oh, like he can do fucking better than fucking Aggretsuko, and like all that kind of shit. And my opinion is, well, let's see what happens with season 3 because that could all change.
I think season 3 is going for a loop and have Heide be in a relationship.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Okay,
I can see that being one of the cases. Okay, that's what I think.
About Tadano. That's another thing we gotta talk about Tadano.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna talk about season 2.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Tadano. We're gonna talk about
points. Yeah, and I think
about Donkey Elon Musk.
And I think that he literally, the fucking furry Elon Musk. And this is one of the best things I think about season 2 is the notice part of how Tadano was basically the ultimate foil to Heide. Because how the Christmas special, especially if you watch the Christmas episode,
I have to watch that.
And you haven't watched that. And this is why I think season 2 was so fucking brilliant, because everyone from that episode, everyone was expecting them to set up Haida and Rosetsko after that episode.
And it just like subverted everyone's expectations by
subverted everyone's expectations to go towards that. And it made this guy Tadano, which is essentially everything that Haida isn't. They're the 100% complete opposites of each other, and in no way are they anything alike whatsoever.
And so you might convince me to change my rating on this then.
I am convincing you, because I've done a lot of fucking research, and I've done like more than one video about this shit, and that's why I made Tadano the ultimate foil to Haida, because if you look at the love interest, because Haida was supposed to be Rosetsko's main love interest from the beginning. That's what the Christmas special was implying. It was going to go on from there. But Haida still has a lot of shit to work out with himself, become a lot, deal with his anxiety.
Have a little bit more confidence in himself.
Have more confidence, be a little less submissive, and do all those other things. And other than that, he'd be golden. But with Tadano had none of those issues. And Tadano didn't even show his wealth. And Tadano was able to get Rosetsko, and Rosetsko clearly chose Tadano immediately over deciding to go for Haida before she even found out that Tadano was rich, all just based on how he was acting. And every way that he was acting, when I saw how Tadano was acting, I was like, okay, if Haida acted like this, Haida could probably get almost any fucking chick that he wants. Because clearly, I don't fucking know, I'm not just going by the internet, but like, clearly there is a fan base of fucking people that find him really fucking attractive and want to fucking. I'm not talking about all the furries online that are like, because there's so much goddamn fucking art. It's endless of it. Like, it really is. But like, in the show, it's shown that he's taller and probably more attractive than most of the dudes in the show. And he dresses nice. He's nice. He has that kind of personality going for him. It's just his personality that makes him not able to get females. And I think that's the ultimate lesson from Haida that's supposed to teach other men, that it's like, you can be this way, look this way, have this, but like, if your person... Yeah. Well, I'm not even the fact that like put his fucking species in there, but like, it's the fact that it's how he acts, and that's why he's so miserable.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, it's all about how he acts, and that's one of the main points of the show for Haida to be a lesson is to teach men that that's not how you're supposed to act. And with him, he does have positive moments where men should learn with how he acts, where he is really a sweet, nice guy. But then there's these moments where he just completely kills his good parts. And a lot of men do that, where especially so-called good guys, so-called good dudes have moments where they are sweet guys like Haida, but then they have these horrible toxic parts of them like Haida does, where Haida is overly fucking jealous of anything. He's possessive and obsessive over Rosetsko to the point where it kind of turns her off. And then there's the scene where in the Christmas episode, when you find out why Rosetsko rejects Haida, is Haida essentially rejected himself. If you watch the Christmas special, when Rosetsko was like, Haida, like, basically give me an explanation as to why, like, we should date, like, come on. And Haida said, oh, well, we have so much in common. Wait a minute, actually, we have nothing in common. I actually don't know anything about you. I just think about the idealization of you in my head and how good we look together and everything like that. And he pretty much dumped himself. Like, Rosetsko didn't even really technically dump him. He dumped himself. And he was too hard-headed and too kind of dumb at the moment to really realize that he fucking ruined it himself. And that was the point of that.
I was gonna say, you're really pitching this Christmas special to me so hard right now.
It's really good.
I just imagine a baseball outfit just chucking this fucking little OVA at me at full force.
Yeah, also the Christmas special, Haida fucking like almost pounds like an entire like fifth of Jack Daniels to himself, and then like is still coherent and able to like move around, which leads me to believe I think he's an alcoholic or something, because he can drink a shit ton. Like,
well, it has been shown in both seasons that he passes out, like lays on the ground, kicking a can.
Yeah, no, like I think he's an alcoholic. I kind of want to know like more about his family life, because he kind of acts like a dude who like wasn't loved as a child. Like, I get strong vibes that, like, he probably didn't have the best family life.
I would say, speaking of, like, characters in general, let's talk about the character growth this season, because from season 1, there was a huge standing growth on these characters.
Oh, yeah.
From Haida realizing he should be more confident to taking more chances, and even moments where he had his little Chad moment.
Yeah, where he has his little Chad moments and stuff, and also him just, like, I think him just becoming smarter socially with relationships because he was just like socially retarded.
I would say this: that Fox character had more character growth than Anai did.
Yeah, no, he definitely did.
Like, I liked him so much. I was like, where were you in the first season, dude?
Anai was kind of put in there to be meant as a lesson to others. Like,
yeah, I can see that. But that Fox dude was needed in the first season for Anai. He needed a bro to talk to. He needed a bro to confide with.
No, he really, really did. Like,
Feniko is great and all, but she's not gonna understand.
Oh no, definitely.
And she misreads situations a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, there's another. We can just talk about this briefly. So ships. We gotta fucking bring up ships.
Okay.
Like, who do you ship? Who do you ship, Junior?
Oh, this is tough. Because after this season, I really like Elon Musk. I liked him a lot.
I know. I fucking love Tadano too. He's such a great fucking
at moments where they were trying to make you hate him, you still liked him.
Yeah.
His views on marriage were relatable. They're the same views I have.
Yeah, very fucking. I relate to that shit too. I relate to it. Okay, I would say I relate to it like 80% because.
But I wouldn't word it like he did.
Yeah, not like how he worded it terribly, and he didn't seem to really give a fuck. And like, he seemed like he kind of would have become
he's very sincere about everything he feels, and he doesn't mean to come across as like an a-hole.
Yeah, and I feel like he get a little controlling later down the road.
Yeah, and near the end when he was like convincing her like you can just rely on me, and I feel like he'd be controlling, and he knows that he's a genius, and I feel like he would just start to become a little egotistical and just starting to think that he's right about everything in the relationship. I'm not saying, I mean, that never happened, but like I think it's a possibility. It's a possibility of the relationship going longer because there's always toxicity in any relationship in any like mold.
Yeah, definitely.
But ship-wise, I would say him and Aggretsuko were a really nice thing. I would like to see if he ever comes back in season 3. Maybe.
And that would be great to see him
because he is working with that company. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I want him to come back in season 3, and I want him and Haida to become best friends.
I really want that. I want that friendship.
No,
friendship.
No, that friendship. No, this is okay. Not like this is what I want. I want Tadano and Haida to become best friends, and I want Tadano to actually fucking teach Haida how to care. Yeah, how to actually be like charismatic and be good with women, and actually teach him a thing or two. And I think they'd actually make really good friends.
Yeah. I want that friendship.
Like I think that would be fucking awesome. And then like I don't know if Aggretsuko and Haida get together, maybe fucking they could ship off Tadano to Feniko. I don't know about that ship actually. That'd
be really weird. That'd be a weird one. I can see her getting along with the other Fox guy. Because he seems down to earth and mellow that he wouldn't be like too protruded over.
But at the same time, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I really do ship. I ship Haida and Feniko a lot too, just because I feel like Feniko would just roast the shit out of him all day, and it would just be hilarious. You like those contradicting relationships where I do. That's why I like Juno.
Where they roast each other. Yeah, like, have that kind of like fun, playful relationship. Where,
that's why I like Louis and Juno so much, and that's why they're my favorite ship. But
yeah,
like,
you have that little thing with you. I would say this character ships wise. I would say I really enjoyed, just for a brief moment, the polar guy in Aggretsuko. I thought he was just like really mellow and chill and had like a really good outlook on life.
Yeah, he was a pretty chill character.
Like just for he's like yeah, we're all scared of growing up, even at this age.
He was too good for her.
Yeah. I wonder if he actually did get married, or did his mom just say that because he was dumped by Aggretsuko?
Yeah,
because it's just left in the air. You're not really sure. They never touch up with that again. The mom says it, but again, maybe the mom is just playing Aggretsuko, saying you're leaving all the good men behind.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we haven't seen Retsuko's dad either, so I want to see his dad.
I haven't seen Retsuko's dad. Also, that's one thing I've also kind of
he has a heart arrhythmia.
Okay, yeah, and there's also something I've always wondered: what's up with interspecies romance in Aggretsuko?
I mean, because they same thing with Beastars, dude.
Well, no, the thing is though, in Beastars, interspecies romance is explained, but like, if you look at Aggretsuko, everyone in a relationship is not the same species. Like, fucking look at every relationship that's been done.
The first season, the cat and mouse, they got married.
Yeah. Almost none of the ships are the same species, but yet all of the characters in the show are like purebreds. But I want to know if maybe some of them are mixed.
Wait. The hippo girl and the pig guy are both married to their own species.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Those two are married to their own species, but they're like kind of. I mean, they're kind of older. And stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I was saying,
but look at everyone else dating.
There's always been a trope in cartoons that interspecies relationships is always a thing, because it's supposed to represent like a lot of cases racism, a lot of things. But for shows like Aggretsuko where like that is an issue, like species is an issue. I feel like I feel like that doesn't represent anything or anything at all. It's just
I know it's not. I'm just saying that there's like no fucking hybrids. Like with all the interspecies dating that there's no fucking hybrids. Or maybe they are hybrids, but they just take after one more of their parent. And if they wouldn't, I think it'd be funny.
Kind of like Lugosi, third generation, he takes a full wolf.
Yeah. Mostly he's full wolf because he's like a quarter fucking dragon. And his dad was like the most purebred fucking.
Imagine Aggretsuko's dad is like a lion or some shit.
Yeah, no, like
it's just they throw him for a loop.
For a loop, yeah, I know. And like, I was wondering if they had kids and shit together. Like, if fucking Haida and Aggretsuko had kids, it'd be like a raccoon, hyena. But yeah, I don't see too many hybrids in that show. And you think there'd be more because there's a lot more interspecies dating that's shown in that show.
You just gave an artist a bunch of ideas.
Oh yeah, well no, the fucking art. Oh my god, the art in the community, the Aggretsuko community is so fucking toxic. Especially with the ships. Oh my fucking god, they're even worse than B-stars.
Dude, I can just imagine. Okay, but. Overall, there's been a lot of character growth this season I really enjoyed. I like seeing the characters develop in a fluid way and not being forced to be like certain, like, oh, I'm meant to be happy this season. I don't know why, like in other shows or other things. I really enjoyed Aggretsuko's journey in this season of self-realization that, again, realizing her own self-worth and realizing that maybe she doesn't have goals or ambitions or dreams that are tangible now, but maybe she'll have something down the line that she can hold on to.
Yeah.
Like, it's not giving up your ideals for anyone else, it's holding them to yourself. Because in the first season, she would have easily married that guy in the first season. She was just looking for a way out of her job.
A way out of her job, and also she basically did what Haida did. That's also one of the most genius things I think they put in the first season is how Haida basically told Aggretsuko everything that Aggretsuko just did with Sasuke. She was only dating Sasuke just for the idealization of having a guy in her life and having that person to be her special someone. That's literally literally what Haida said to Aggretsuko, and Haida literally dumped himself somehow. I don't know how that's one thing I still look back at. I'm like, he literally rejected himself.
That is literally fighting in a duel with guns and then shooting yourself in the foot before the guy shoots you in the face.
Yeah, like he literally just like destroyed it, like killed it himself. Like he rejected himself. Like it's not even like Aggretsuko rejected him. Like he literally did it himself. Because if he would have said anything else, Aggretsuko might have actually said yes. Like I looked in her face. Like if he would have said anything else, but he literally said the worst possible thing that he could possibly say. But at the same time, she wasn't mad at him because that's what she did. She would be a hypocrite for being.
I would say Haida reminds me of a friend of mine who has all the tools to get into Euro, but just doesn't realize how to do it.
Yeah, he like socially, he's like terrible with women, doesn't understand how to actually get women, and he's probably
he can hang out with girls, he can do this and that, he can like talk to them, chill and everything. But when it comes to dating, he's a fucking failure.
Yeah, that sounds.
I think everyone has a friend like that.
The thing is, I haven't actually seen a chance of Haida dating someone yet, so I can't say how he actually is because he's been like single the whole time. But like, what I think would be really good for season 3 is we get more talk on how our season 3 predictions. But what I would like to see, since they like just did such a different thing with season 3, I would kind of like to see like Haida date someone else that's not Aggretsuko.
That's what I want to see. That's what I told you in the beginning.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, like, actually, let's get more into detail. Like,
yeah, like him, like, maybe have it be a secret, like, for first, like, 3 episodes that he's dating someone.
No, you know what I think I really want him to fucking date? Sonata. I want to see him say Sonata. I want to see him date the little fucking deer chick. The most random, the girl that Aggretsuko hates the most.
Oh, God, that would be such a
It would be fucking amazing. No, because, and I could just see, and this is what I could see. This is like, Gary on some Aggretsuko fucking fan fiction right here, but like, I want to see them just hang out at the office one day,
and just hit it off.
Yeah, and just hit it off, and like her, and mostly her take an extreme liking towards him, because I want to see a girl actually simp over him.
I
want to see how
I can kind of see how that could play out, because Haida's kind of like a tough guy. He's kind of badass.
Yeah,
he just saves that dear girl from like a situation that she's not comfortable with, or like,
sort of, yeah.
or he sees her on the street on a date and it goes bad.
Or the thing is, like, or he just acts normally towards her and acts like a decent human being to her at the office and doesn't fucking act like how he does towards Aggretsuko, and that makes her like him. And then she starts to kind of develop a sort of huge crush on him, and then Haida maybe has more doubts about Aggretsuko, and then maybe like she pushes it more and more, and then he says yes and goes on a date with her, and then they start dating and start doing all that. And then Aggretsuko gets like seriously fucking jealous on another level of like jealousy, and then Haida ends up breaking up with her or whatever, just because they have nothing in common, obviously, and then they just don't last, and then there's a whole huge complex social situation going behind that. I think that would make really, really for a great
I could see that, but I could see the setup being different. Like maybe she's on a date with the guy and she's like posting pictures on Instagram or whatever the hell they use on this show.
Yeah, definitely.
And the date goes sour, like the guy's expecting more, but she's only like in it for the gram or some shit, like superficial shit. And like the guy like gets angry or like does some shit, and Haida just happens to be walking by a little drunk.
Yeah, that's
like having like a little bender of himself, and then like he comes in and like just like saves her like that day. I don't see him fighting the guy. I just telling him like to chill off or back off.
Yeah, I could see him doing that, but maybe more so with Aggretsuko. But with like the fucking deer girl, I could see him actually
that's how I see the crush forming. That like he saved her, and she sees him as like this macho character.
I think that would be better with like another girl or something. I think with
maybe
her, I would like to see them just hit off the office, and then I would like to see her try kind of simp over him, and then her actually put the effort towards him, and then him just like being nice enough to say yes anyways. And then when they start dating, it just not really it being okay, like it's, and maybe her being a lot nicer and not as like fake as much as more like maybe her, and maybe
she can stop being fake around.
Yeah, because she actually has real feelings for him, but then him just like not really liking her just because they have nothing in common, and just because he likes Aggretsuko more or something, and then it just ending right there, and then Aggretsuko just being like fucking pissed off the whole time. And then I kind of want to see, this would make for a really great twist after they break up. I want to see Aggretsuko go back to Haida and be like, hey, like kind of like make it obvious that, hey, I kind of want to date you now. And then I kind of want to see Haida just be like,
not ready for a relationship right now.
Say that, yeah, say he's not ready for a relationship, or kind of put her in her place and just say like, I've been here this entire time.
Oh, we've gone over the time limit for this, but let's keep going for a little bit.
Oh, fuck that time limit. I'm gonna keep on fucking going on. I'm gonna keep on fucking going on about that shit. Fuck that. But no.
Okay, keep going on your prediction.
Okay, no, and this is my prediction. No, and then after relationship crumbles, Aggretsuko comes back, and after her jealousy is just, now she's like really, really wanting to get with Haida, and then Haida starts realizing like, why the fuck is she so obsessed with me right now, and kind of gets in that mindset and sort of gets put in the place that she was in, and then he's kind of just becomes uninterested in her now, and then sort of starts to realize that like she's just likes him for all the wrong reasons.
You turn this from the Aggretsuko show to the Haida show.
Well, yeah, no, because
they're making the season focus around him.
I think they should, because all the last two fucking seasons were about her, and I think maybe that they need to have more about him. Because I'm sorry, but I find him to be a more interesting character. I really do.
I would say this. It is exactly like School Rumble, like how I told you.
And maybe just make it like 60% about Haida and then 40% about Aggretsuko, and then
like I was telling you, like I was telling you before, you would love fucking School Rumble because it's exactly what you want Haida to be.
Exactly.
He dates another person that's way better off than Aggretsuko. If I showed you this anime, we have to watch it next time. I'll bring it and we'll watch like the first 10 episodes.
Okay, I'll have to watch this.
And you'll fucking tell me or not next podcast that if he does not remind you of Haida.
Okay. I like to see that comparison.
Okay, because hearing this, I'm just getting flashbacks to the time I was watching School Rumble and how Haruma is as a character. Because this whole synopsis you're explaining is literally the second season to the end. Except that he doesn't realize that he should be with someone better.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You have to wait for the manga to do that. Anyways, going on to the next point.
Okay, next point.
Okay. Next point is Why are some side characters just better than main characters? Going off of Haida.
Oh, we're gonna start talking about Aggretsuko.
There are literally some characters in the anime that are supposed to be the main characters, but don't feel like they matter much in the long scheme of things when other characters are introduced. Like, again, Aggretsuko, Skull Rumble, just name a few off the top of my head. Fairy Tail, we just went over. There's some characters that just fall in the background.
That's true. That becomes kind of side characters.
To their own story.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there's just a lot of shows where, like, I just care more about the side characters than I do about the main characters. Aggretsuko, I still like Aggretsuko, but at the same time, like, I want to know more about Feneko's life. I want to know more about.
She's still secretive about her life a lot of the time. We don't know anything about her.
She's like interesting and one of the realest fucking characters and one of the funniest. I want to know more about her life.
I want that image as a wallpaper of all the laughing Fenekos.
Exactly, and yeah, she's fucking awesome. But if you look at all of their lives, we know just about everything about Aggretsuko's life, and then coming in second place is Haida, sort of. And even then they don't explain shit about his life. They don't explain anything about his family, his upbringing. During the Christmas special, it's revealed that, like, he likes metal and punk, and he kind of, you know, of course he already kind of dresses that way, and he plays bass guitar, and of course he
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, of course he plays bass guitar, but like
of course he plays the bass.
Perfect fucking instrument for him. Like, yeah, no, and he does all this thing, and they give him like this like kind of metal punk opening, and then do all this, but then they don't explain anything. I'm like, is he in a band? Does he do things? Does he go to shows? Like, and they just
is he part of that band that drummer went to?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. That was another good point. Like, they don't fucking dive that dig in like into him, and I'm like, honestly, like, he's more fucking interesting than Aggretsuko is. Aggretsuko's is interesting to an extent for a while, but then after a while I know everything about her, and I'm kind of like,
I mean the hippo,
and she's pretty fucking predictable most of the time with how she gets angry and reacts about things. And
I think you'd like to buy the comic then for Aggretsuko. There's a comic for
Yeah, no, I was gonna review the comics at some point in my channel. That was one thing I was planning on
It's by
doing.
Only Press, I think.
Yeah, I actually read a few of them, and they're interesting. I like them.
Yeah, they're just a good filler till next season.
That's literally what they are.
Yeah. But I would say like one of the biggest characters to me that feels that way is Lucy from Fairy Tail. Like, people have told me that she's supposed to be the main character. The story's supposed to focus around her. She has a lot of episodes where it's focused on her and her family relationship with her father and stuff like that. But again, it fails in comparison to the grander scheme of shit going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, who has a more interesting backstory? An abused girl with the rich father that doesn't understand her, or a kid that was raised by fucking dragons?
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna talk about more about side characters in anime. Okay, here's
Give me one.
Ooh, so many. Durararar.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty of better side characters.
That is a show that is rich in great side characters, except part 2. We're not going to talk about part 2, but like, no, fucking perfect example of how to do side characters, and to make so many side characters, and all the side characters are like main characters, and it's just fucking fantastic. I loved Durararar part 1. Part 2 was okay. It just wasn't as good, and they added more side characters, but the more side characters they added in part 2 felt like side characters, which the beauty of Durararar was the side characters didn't feel like side characters, and they felt important. And then part 2 was like, oh, everyone loves all these side characters, let's add some more fucking side characters just out of the blue, let's just pull them out of our ass.
With Skull Rumble again, the whole series is based on a class and their love lives and everything that they're going through. A lot of the side characters have better, interesting subplots going on than the main character. And our main character is a girl who's in love with a guy who has barely any personality. He's like a blank slate. And our main guy has 3 interesting love interests. Every other side character has their own quorums and love stories that you just want to hear more of and see where they go.
Oh yeah. That's very, very true.
in any romantic comedy type show that revolves around school, there are way better side characters that you want to know more about than the main characters, because sometimes the main character is just a fucking useless character, can't do anything. Another one that I would just say is fucking Future Diary. Miraniki.
Oh,
our main character is so useless that every other character that shows up who's supposed to be a villain is more likable than him.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, he's.
It's like, wham! My parents are dead. Guess what? Half of the side characters' parents are either dead, divorced, or never existed.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Oh yeah, we're talking about Miraniki.
Fuck. In the one episode, was like one of my favorite episodes in Future Diary is where they're facing off against the couple.
Yeah. Oh.
That couple was way more interesting than our main protagonist. Their backstory hit me so hard. I was like, oh my fucking god.
No, one of the best parts in that fight though is when that couple was fighting. When they were fighting, I forgot what the girl's name was when she was fighting Yuno.
Yeah.
There is a scene where I forgot what Yuno was saying, or Yuno like I think accused him of like trying to get with her, dude, out of nowhere, like made this weird like random fucking story in her head that she thought she was doing and trying to like do something.
Yeah, she puts that in her head to make herself stronger.
No, to make herself stronger while she's fighting, and then like the girl is just like, what is like she's like gets all calm and she's just like, what is wrong with you? And then like Yuno just gets like more psycho about it, and she's like, it's because you are trying to get with my boyfriend, and like all this, and then like the other girl's just like, no, seriously, what's wrong with you? Like she gets scared, she's like, what is fucking wrong with you? Like that was like the best part.
I even like the man with the pompadour. He is such a fucking Chad.
I know, right? Like he
is dad, and everything is like I'm not leaving my girl behind. I'm not a fucking coward like you.
Exactly, yeah. And this kid doesn't fucking deserve shit. This kid is such a little bitch. Like,
and then he kills all his friends over a fucking lie.
And he knows he
knows it's a lie.
Yeah, and the whole time I was like, fuck you. Like, fuck you.
Even the gay detective who was tastefully done.
Yeah.
Gets killed, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yuno was a better character than him.
Easily,
because she had a reason to be fucked up.
Yeah, she did.
And she even explains to his face, I don't love you. I was in love with the idea of you. Anyone could have told me they loved me and I would have fell for them. And I'm like, that's true. But once he realized that and he got fucking dumped, he's like, no, I love you.
You fucking... I was like... And no, even all his friends were telling him the whole time, this bitch is a fucking psycho cunt.
She's using you.
Yeah, the whole time. They were like, dude, this bitch is fucking crazy.
He's like, I can bring my family back. Stab. God. And then he kills the sweet old mom at the orphanage. He doesn't kill her. It's Yuna that does it, but it's like super fucking sad.
It is, yeah. No, it's a decently fun show.
It's a good show. It's a good King's Game show.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I would say it's one of my favorites up there. I own it on Blu-ray. My DVD collection's up there. If I can name another good series with, like, the cast on that is so good that you are just interested to see what happens. Even like the little side OVA, like the finale OVA.
Speaking of a good cast and good side characters, have you still not finished JoJo's Part 5?
I have not finished JoJo Part 5. I was just talking to my coworker about him, telling him he should watch JoJo, because he was like, I don't know if I should watch it. It looks too weird because the memes have ruined it for me. I'm like, no.
Those people can go fuck themselves, dude. Like, no, watch fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Even watch Phantom Blood. It's not the best part. Get to fucking Part 2, Part 3.
Should we just do like a one Let's Play thing where I buy the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game and we play it?
Johnny actually has it.
Okay, then we can
he has it on Dreamcast. It's actually a pretty interesting fighting game. It's fucking hard.
There's no one they released for the PS4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can play that.
Oh, shit, yeah, you can actually play as Mista and shit. Fuck yeah, no, I actually want to.
So we can play that. I'll buy it next time.
No, I'll definitely do a Let's Play with that. That's fucking awesome. we should like start uploading that on the podcast too. And just do commentary with that.
Just do like little commentary playthroughs.
Definitely.
So, I think now is a good time to move on to our next topic.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot to delve into the subject unless we watch more anime where we see better side characters initially well off. Because I can't think of any off the top of my head. I can just think of those ones we just talked about because those are the main subjects we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So our last subject of the night.
Oh yeah, this one
is Final Fantasy VII
remake.
So,
yeah.
What are your thoughts so far? Like opinions / review so far of the game?
I fucking love it. I think it's one of the best remakes of all time. I disagree with most anyone's fucking criticisms about it for many, many reasons. And yes, it's a part 1, part 2, and you have to wait for all the other parts to come out with. But this is one of the reasons why I love it. The cutscenes are entertaining as fuck. They're well done. All of the characters, Tifa, Barrett, Cloud, their characters are portrayed amazingly with how you'd expect them to be instead of the little 8-bit fucking 1997 versions that lacked personality for obvious reasons because they couldn't really have any, and their personalities are perfect, and Cloud's personality and how he acts is done so well. Like, Cloud is just the most perfect example of what a true introvert is. And I think they portray introversion with Cloud very, very well. Like, he is just a natural introvert, and he's always been like that. He's not like a forced introvert like Squall.
I could agree with you on that. The one disagreement I would say is one of the best remakes. One of the best remakes in my book is Yakuza Kiwami.
I haven't played that shit, so I can't fucking.
So I would say this: they literally remastered from the ground up. It's not just like a remaster. No, it's a complete fucking remake, like Final Fantasy, and the gameplay is stellar. The story is stellar. The fucking side quests in it will make you laugh till your fucking sides hurt. The mini games are just fun as hell that you lose track of how much time you spent. I've logged in over 80 hours on those games a piece of just doing side games and side missions and all this other shit that I wouldn't do in other games.
Okay, and I have an unpopular opinion right here. One of my favorite remakes of all time would have to be Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby.
I'm not a huge Pokemon guy, but
those are I have a friend named Jake, and if he's listening to this, he's gonna heavily disagree with that because those are like his least favorite Pokemon games. But I don't give a fuck what he thinks. That is when Pokemon was at an all-time peak for me, and I loved it. And after that, it just kind of went more and more downhill for me. But yeah, no, Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, you were able to fly, still dive and do all that.
Didn't you buy the new ones for the Switch?
The new one for the Switch? No, I haven't.
No, you didn't? Okay.
No, I still need to play that one, but I don't know. I'm just... Ever since I got this PC, man, I've just been fucking...
I was gonna say, because people said that the ones for the Switch are like a good remake of the first gen.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean like the Pokemon... Oh, yeah, no, I actually have that.
Okay.
I have the Pokemon Let's Go. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
That was actually very good.
That's a decent remake.
But they're talking about the new Pokemon games.
I feel like we should just talk about remakes for a bit, then go back to Final Fantasy. But, I would say this, when it comes to remakes in a lot of games, a lot of them are just like title remakes, but they aren't, they're just ports. And sometimes the ports run shittier or don't handle as well as like the original port does, or there's missing content that they took away.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, like one of the games I play, Yakuza 0, which is a prequel, was the main bases they used for the remakes. Like the same system, the same everything. If you've played 0, it makes playing Kiwami and Kiwami 2, because they remade the first one and second game, and it is like holy shit quality. The one thing I do hate about those remakes is that the fighting mechanics have been simpled down to Yakuza 6 style, where it's focused on one fighting style instead of mastering 6 different ones.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But going back to Final Fantasy, my thoughts and review on it is I enjoyed it. I loved it. It's my first time playing a Final Fantasy almost all the way through at this point.
Oh shit, okay, that's a total because I play a lot of Final Fantasies.
Yeah, you play a lot of Final Fantasy. I played 15, I think it was, or was it 15?
Okay, This is my opinion on, because these were the big Square title games that have been hyped up. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and I'm gonna say this right here: Virgin, Kingdom Hearts 3, Chad, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. indisputable. Fucking indisputable.
The reason why I'm saying like this is gonna be the first Final Fantasy I complete is because it's so enjoyable and quick pace, and I think Final Fantasy 15 with Noctis was like the stepping point for like what they were gonna do mechanically for the game.
Yeah, and I feel like Final Fantasy 7 remake did a way better job.
Way better job at it.
Way fucking better job.
Because the fighting, the combat feels so good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the combat in Final
The
Fantasy.
combat in Final Fantasy 15 is just holding a button. It's just like it doesn't feel natural to me.
It's just warp,
yeah,
go back.
Go back.
Yeah, the fucking combat is shit.
I would say this, when it came down to it, I would say Final Fantasy 7 is probably going to be my favorite one I've played. But the main reason why I never finished Final Fantasy 15 is because mine got stolen.
Oh, you guys, I beat Final Fantasy 15. And it's not terrible, but it's not good. And it tried to do that whole open world. And the game was breathtaking.
And it's very gorgeous, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah, it's one of those fucking games where it's like, it looks beautiful, but there's like there's not shit to do. And once you level up like 3 times, there's like 15 quests you can't do anymore, and they're fucking worthless quests.
Yeah.
And then there's all these little side stupid quests, and they don't even feel like, I don't even feel like they're even worth doing.
I agree with that. Even with some of the Final Fantasy 7 side quests, I'm just like, I'm not a side quest guy. It takes a lot to get me interested in the side quest stuff, or it has to be like something really funny that will make me laugh. I have to do the side quest.
Yeah.
That's one of my main things when it comes to any of these type of games where there's like side quests you can do to get more gear, stuff like that. One of the best games I've seen do a side quest for me is the Yakuza series, because a lot of side quests are just pointless stuff that doesn't matter, but they're really funny. Like, a side quest in one of the games is you get hired because your character has such a sultry, deep voice. He gets hired to do a boy love game.
Yeah.
And you have to pick the dialogue to see what he'll say to the other character, and the dialogue stretches from, we shouldn't, not in this room, to, we should wait till we get married, or, whoa, I don't swing that way.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah.
And it is just like funny watching these choices play out. And some of the side quests have their own storylines that continue on for multiple tunes. There's this one mini game called the Cabaret Clubs, where it's like Diner Dash. You're hooking up men with your host club women. Right. And there's a mini storyline there that's really like captivating for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a stupid storyline. We gotta be the best host club around the city. We gotta beat these other 8 host clubs that have their own superstar girl.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like way over the top to the point that I'm just like, oh my god, I'm in. But going back to Final Fantasy 7, the thing that really did it for me is Cloud and Aerith's relationship right off the bat. It was just like, this is adorable.
It's so great, even though it's kind of, Tifa and Cloud are more shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Aerith and Cloud, like, it
just feels fluid. Like, it
feels fluid. It doesn't, but it almost doesn't feel like, it feels more like a friendship, possible ship. It's so black and white, like.
When I first met her, when you first see her giving out the flower, I feel like that was like a little forced. Especially like the interaction there felt a little forced.
Yeah.
While Tifa is a long, like, childhood friend that you kind of see them blossom into a relationship, while Aerith is just like, I met you once. Hey, you're that kid from before. Yeah, I can take you to.
Yeah,
I can take you to the
Aerith is
slums.
like more of that kind of like mysterious girl that kind of just pops into your life, and you can't really tell if she's a love interest or just a friend, and she's kind of like.
Jessie was just thirsty for that shit.
Oh yeah, no, Jessie is just fucking like. I also like how this is one thing people complained about it. I like it they gave the more side characters personality.
Yeah,
like Jessie,
I care.
Yeah, I love some of the side characters now.
Yeah,
like,
we had Charlie Sheen, we had the fat kid from Kick Patowski, and we had Jess.
God damn it! It's just, yeah, no, they're fucking awesome. I love them. They have character now, and I actually love doing missions with them and having cutscenes with them, and I love all the cutscenes in Final Fantasy VII.
It felt a little cheesy for me, especially when you break into her house and you see her dad's stuff, and then you see the ticket, and then you read the letter. Oh god, I'm just like, oh, they're just trying to break your heart right here before she fucking goes.
Seriously, yeah, I remember that.
Cause I was like, this is all writing on the wall that this girl is gonna fucking die.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone already knows that.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I was just like, the writing on the wall, she's gonna fucking die.
It's sad as fuck. But
it is.
Oh my gosh, no. But one of the, I think the strongest points about the Final Fantasy VII Remake that it has is this. I think I'd have to say the cinematics. And some people disagree with me that because we go about like tons of cutscenes in like Final Fantasy games, but every single cutscene I've had playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've wanted to watch. I don't skip any of it. It's interesting and it doesn't go on for too long.
It's not like Kingdom Hearts cutscenes.
Oh no, it's not like Kingdom Hearts at all.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's not over dramatic either, like Kingdom Hearts is. Like it's well done. The cutscenes are very layered well.
Yeah, the story's meaningful because there's this shit happening to the characters.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's literally real time. What's going on right now? It's not what's going to happen 8 games later or something like that. It's literally like we're a terrorist group. We planted a bomb. Yeah. The bomb flew, but this was their plan all along to put the blame on them.
Yeah, and in the dialogue and the cutscenes, they don't make the cutscenes too long. Like, the cutscenes are not too long, and every other Final Fantasy game needs to learn from that, because in this one, they did it fucking perfectly with the cutscenes.
Same with, like I would say, like, Metal Gear Solid. I like the games, but goddamn, the cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscenes are fucking bullshit a lot of the times in Metal Gear Solid.
Which could just be dialogue to ride along to.
Yeah, which could be, like, with Final Fantasy VII, the cutscenes were done more spaced out and put at good moments.
Yeah, to forward the plot.
Yeah, to forward the plot, and they were just done perfectly. Like, out of any Final Fantasy game, cutscenes were done the best in that game. Like, anyone can fucking fight me on that subject. Out of any Final Fantasy game I've played, they did cutscenes the best. Out of any Square game.
There was moments in the game that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Some of the boss fights felt really good and challenging. They weren't, like, overly, like hard or, like, scaled up. The fighting felt good. Even switching between characters felt great. Playing as Tifa was really fun for me. She became one of my mains to use in fights instead of Cloud at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just liked her fighting style. Aerith was pretty fun to use just for, like, long distancing. Barret is just good for long distance and not really anything else. I just gave him all the fucking I gave him the fucking chocobo.
Yeah.
That's how useful he was to me.
Personally, I like playing Tifa and Cloud are my favorite too to play with.
Yeah. Aerith comes in close third.
I can't wait until the part 2 comes out and you can play as Yuffie and Vincent Valentine. That's gonna be so sick.
That would be fun as hell.
Oh my god, being able to play Vincent Valentine is gonna be fun as fuck to play with. That's another.
I'm looking forward to Red, like, because he's in this game. I want to see how his playstyle works with me because I haven't got to.
Vincent Valentine is like the fucking Shadow the Hedgehog of Final Fantasy. He's like the edgy badass dude, but he just works perfectly.
I just imagine chaos, control.
Yeah, he literally is the fucking Shadow the Hedgehog of Final Fantasy.
I mean, he has a killer scheme.
He doesn't become like the main bad guy or anything, but like he is the edgy dark character of the Final Fantasy.
Those just seems hilarious to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. If I was gonna talk about more stuff about the game, I would say I like the pacing of it. I like that you can like. One of my favorite moments in the game is Cloud's dance for the dress. I hated pressing the QuickTime events. I hated doing that like little dancing game thing that they did because I couldn't hit every fucking note. Because sometimes the cutscene will intrigue me more than the actual button pressing because I want to watch the dance.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, one scene I think they did really well in the Final Fantasy VII was the brothel scene, which when I first played the original Final Fantasy VII, I was like surprised that they even put this in like an old retro game like this, because I played Final Fantasy VI and all the other ones, I'm like, whoa, they did not have a scene where he was like trying to hump the shit out of Tifa. And now they did it in this. I think they did a fantastic job. That was like one of the main scenes that like stuck out to me in the original Final Fantasy VII was the brothel scene.
I was gonna say I really liked Don Cornelio just being a sexual deviant the whole fucking time. Like he didn't care that Cloud was a man.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't give.
He was like, I still fucking top that.
The dog's right here. Yeah, we don't have camera going right now, but we have this cute little dog that just chills with us the whole time.
So quiet.
Yeah.
So, any hopeful expectations? Anything you like them to fix or do better?
In Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
At the moment, no. I
I
think they should just keep it the way it is right now and just continue with it, and then just because the other part, like, so much changes further around the story, and as long as they just continue doing what they're doing right now and pacing it with how they're doing it and doing everything with the dialogue and the characters, I think it's on the right track.
For me, I just hope it doesn't take 3 years.
There's always that too.
Yeah, I just don't want delays. I just don't want delays.
You're gonna milk it, I know, but...
One thing I would say is when it comes to the fighting gameplay, I would like more variety, like with like the sword swings and stuff, like have different styles, because you do have different blades. I would like the blades to have different like styles.
Yeah.
Like some blades are like, holy shit, how the fuck do you carry this? Like one of them looks like a fucking fan.
Yeah, that's true. That's just Final Fantasy for you. But yeah, no, I think the game's going in a good direction right now. I think they should keep it how it is. And a lot of the complaints I've heard from YouTubers and other people, I disagree with like 90% of them. So, but that's just my opinion.
Tell me one of the things that they disagree with.
One of the things I disagree with is they disagreed with the dialogue and the cutscenes and the story and everything like that, and how they pace that.
I kind of like that they enhanced a lot of the bits in the story by adding
I thought
shit
that was fucking
there.
bullshit. I was like, and they're like, oh, they gave these characters like more presence in the story and did all that, and I'm like, fuck you.
Well, they have to have presence because they're
exactly.
part of your team.
If
they're
you
part of your
the
terrorist
fucking
team.
First time, I was like, fuck you. That's what I love about the game the most. I understand these opinions are subjective, but I disagree with them. I think that is a weak talking point for them, and they were just trying to dig up whatever negative shit they can find. But
These characters have too much to say.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's fucking great. I would say it's probably one of the best games I've played all year.
I can't say that because I played plenty of games that I liked more. But Final Fantasy is on my top 5 of this year.
Yeah. What other games have you played that are better?
Okay, I finally finished Yakuza 2 and 3.
Okay.
Let's see. I am currently playing, I'm putting Final Fantasy in the back burner. Mortal Kombat was on my top this year for me, because I'm a fighting game fanatic.
I am not. I can't fucking stand fighting games unless it's Smash Bros. Smash Bros is the only thing I fuck with.
You enjoy Mortal Kombat for the story.
I do. I enjoy it more for the story, not so much the gameplay. Yeah. I'm more of a Smash guy myself. I want to play more Smash online, but fucking... Yeah, by the way, Nintendo Switch is fucking shit online. Like, anytime I try to play my friends fucking Smash Bros online, it's just way too fucking laggy for me to play, so... Anytime I play Smash, it has to be with people at my house or anywhere else in Arizona.
A few of the games I've been playing on my own when I have the time to is Into the Woods. It's a pretty fun indie game. I really enjoy it for the story and the dialogue because it feels really realistic how teenagers would talk and shit. It's very relatable with its humor, and especially being a college dropout and all that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So far, and then another game I started playing because I wanted to play was the Phoenix Wright games. I'm playing the Phoenix Wright games.
I played it. Those games are really good. I haven't played those in a long time.
But there's a lot of funny moments of me yelling at the screen saying, "That is total bullshit."
Oh yeah, no.
It does not work that way. Fuck you. Like, you have the evidence, you know what the evidence is to do it correctly, but the game is such bullshit. It makes you do shit in a specific order when you're I have all the answers. I did the math. But no, you want me to do this.
I want to play Phoenix Wright. Every time I played Phoenix Wright, I kind of felt like I was like playing like a Harvey Birdman video game.
Yeah, they have a Harvey Birdman video game. You haven't played it.
I know there is a Harvey Birdman video game, but even when I'm playing Phoenix Wright, I know, and I know they're two different games, but still, even when I'm playing,
no, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, I know they're pretty much the same, but like when I'm playing Phoenix Wright, I'm like, okay, I feel like this is like Harvey Birdman right now, but like maybe a little bit less ridiculous in some ways. A little bit.
I mean, it gets pretty ridiculous.
Just a little bit. I don't know. That's just.
I'm at a case where I'm dealing with a guy named who's supposed to be a knockoff of Clint Eastwood, and he's dressed like a cowboy in Japan. And he's telling me like, "You better watch yourself, city boy," and I'm like, "You don't belong here." I've kind of been lacking on the video games a lot. Like, I used to play so many fucking games, and now like I just play like maybe 1 or 2 different games a week, if that. Like, I can't keep up with the gaming. I have to finish some games on my list. There's some that I need to finish, some I want to finish. I just started replaying Evil Within 2.
Oh my gosh, no.
The main reason, because my copy was stolen, I never got to finish the game. I'm gonna be okay. Stopping the timer now, but continuing on to my point. I'm gonna be playing Spider-Man again because I'm getting hyped for the PS5 and the new release of the Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh yeah,
that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if I was gonna pick the top 5 games of this year, for me personally, would be Spider-Man, God of War, Final Fantasy 7, and any of the Yakuza games for 5, like 4 and 5. Doesn't matter which order.
Okay.
They're all equally as good to me.
I don't know. For me, like, with gaming, like, back when I first moved to Phoenix, I literally spent, because I had, like, no friends, I just spent my entire time playing video games and playing DS, PS4, like, games just relentlessly. I put like maybe 600 and something hours into Alpha Sapphire and just like got like a fucking battle ready team, got shiny, spent a fuck ton of time on that. But still have all of these games too that I've played. I played a lot of RPGs too. Like I beat so many fucking RPGs. That's actually when I first started playing all the Final Fantasy games, playing Final Fantasy 6, 7.
I remember that.
2, 3, and I just binged all of those games. And like now I can't even get myself to really pick up one of those games and actually like complete it. With the Final Fantasy 7 remake, I can do that. But like if I were to go and pick up like Final Fantasy, I don't think I've played Final Fantasy 3. I sure as hell could not complete that game. There's no chance in hell I'm going to fucking complete that game.
I think there's a lot of things for me too when it comes to like 2J RPGs and stuff. I can never complete it because there's so much to do in a lot of them. But cutting to our final points here, Final thoughts on Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, final points on Final Fantasy 7. Remake, it's a great fucking game. If you don't buy it and you have a PS4, you should fucking buy it and give it a chance. I give it like a 9.5 out of 10 just for the part 1. And if you have a PS4, go out and buy it. It's only $50, not $60 like fucking, I don't know, it's Call of Duty shit games or whatever. So yeah, go out and buy Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It's well worth the money and you'll enjoy it.
I would say almost the same thing, but my score is probably a 9.5. Like, it's up there, but it's not a 10 for me. Because I played
pretty similar. I was actually expecting you to give it a lower score.
What, you're expecting me to give it like a 7?
I was like at least like an 8, because you gave Aggretsuko Season 2 an 8, and I was actually a little offended by that, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little
there was
offended.
There was things I enjoyed, but when I was reading like the...
Okay, no, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Watch it. You already watched it once. Maybe watch it again, and just think to yourself for an entire day about everything that happened in that show. That's what happened to me, and that's why I'm like obsessed with this fucking show and love it so much.
It's like you did with Beastars. You read the one chapter and you read it again and caught a little.
And then not only I didn't even really have
okay. Next podcast, I'll give you my real thoughts on Aggretsuko.
Okay, and you don't even have to watch it again. Just
sit and
spend
ponder.
a whole day and ponder to yourself for a couple hours and start thinking more about the sociology of it.
Okay.
And then your opinion will be because after I watched it, I was kind of at a similar point to you as to what you thought about season 2. But then after pondering it and thinking about it more, I was like, whoa, this is like some like deep fucking shit. I also watched a good few share YouTube videos on it.
I would guess so, to like broaden your view.
Yeah, broaden my horizon on it, and that's when I made those videos. So yeah, and I just fucking love Haida. I love Tadano. Those are just like my favorite fucking Feneko too. Like those are my favorite characters ever. And I just want to see more and more of them. And that's just what I hope happens in season 3.
I would give Final Fantasy a 9. It's up there, but it's not the best game I've played this year. Overall, I would agree with everything you said, but just for me, I wish, like, so far, I'm enjoying it, haven't finished it, so that's why it's at 9.5. Maybe it'll be a 10 by the end of my playthrough.
Okay.
Overall, final things, let's see. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I want to start doing a thing where we recommend our viewers an anime from each of us.
Yeah, we should definitely start doing that.
It could be trashy, it could be saucy, it could be whatever the fuck you think people would like.
Okay, yeah, I know. I think that's a great idea.
So, give the viewers one of your choices.
Oh, one of my choices? That's a good... just put me on the spot right here to get a shot of something to watch. I'm trying to choose something that's not going to be like too obvious or predictable for me to have everyone watch.
I got one.
Okay, you go first then.
Okay. This is an anime series my friend showed me when I was younger. I refound it, bought it, and I'm laughing my ass off through it. It's called The Bludgeon Angel Dokoro-chan. I recommend it. It's a short anime series. There's no English dub, so purely subbed. And the comedy is fucking top notch. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore, and a little saucy at your points. But that's all I'm gonna say. Enjoy. Your turn.
My turn. Jesus Christ anime.
Jesus Christ anime?
Yeah. It's a whole anime about Jesus Christ and him getting crucified. And even during the anime, they have those little like like those angry and like those facial expressions. They even do that with like Jesus and all his friends. I highly recommend that you all watch that anime and learn.
Oh my god.
It's better than fucking Veggie Tales. So yeah, that's my anime recommendation.
Alright. So I'm Jose Ramirez.
I'm Eric Robinson.
And thank you for listening into our podcast. This is it for episode 2.
Yes. Until next time.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.